Man, rough week. And I guess challenging week. Fatigue and stress builds up. And some people don't have healthy ways of decompressing and relaxing. So it comes back to haunt some people. I'm definitely one of them. I'm one of those people who on the go. And then when I crash, oh my goodness. It's like foreign, It's like, dang, I had a bad day. Bad day leak over to a bad 2 days. A bad 2 days lead over to a 3 days. Next thing you know, you done had a bad week. So you hear some loud rumbling noise. That's my engine in my truck. I got one of them old school trucks. So if you hear the that's what it is. Man. So day 2 into 3, then 4 into 5. And, after you have a bad week, you don't pay attention to it, and you don't have a routine, you'll catch yourself doing it again. And me reflecting on my previous week, I realized why I had a bad week last week. I missed out on so much last week, and I didn't want to do things because when you're tired and fatigued, you become less than who you are. And when you become less than who you are, you want to be around anybody. And when you are around anybody, the possibilities are infinity. But when you're around structured people, when you're around caring people, when you're around respectful people, that's your end results. So that's what I definitely realized I've been through the past couple weeks, but last week it really hit me. I am one of those people that, man, I like to give. I don't like to receive, because receiving is something you naturally get. Giving takes work. So I'm definitely consider myself a worker. And then what comes back to haunt me is I get to the point where I'm giving more than I'm receiving unnaturally. Like, I like to isolate myself because my success rate is higher isolated than my surroundings. And what I've noticed, I isolate myself in a situation to where I don't have people being responsible for my actions because of the possible backlash of being around me, because I'm super selfish. And by me being selfish, it's natural selfishness. It's not I'm trying to. So I have to consciously give because I'm naturally selfish. So that's one thing I go through. So I'll find myself distancing from myself from others that care, because I'm focused on others that don't care. It's like we repeatedly go through these things where we let people hurt us. That's the same person, same people hurting us. But people that care about us, we won't give them the same energy as we would give the people that don't care. And sometimes that's natural because we see the potential investment. It's like if you play the lottery and you are spending $5 a day on lottery, all it takes is one win and you are overcoming all your challenges. And we encounter that behavior with people, So sometimes we get caught up in that crossfire. I definitely do, I have, I would say, close friends that, I'll sacrifice for, but they won't sacrifice for me, and I know they won't, But it's if I give up on a friendship, it's like, dang, there you go, being selfish. That's that internal conflict that I encounter with myself. Now, I'm learning that you have to practice what you preach, which I'm a firm believer in. But I will say, it's certain subjects I would not preach on because I don't want to practice. So I'm coming to realize I may be a walking contradiction of myself. So that's what this past week have made me really reflect on. I'm a walking contradiction of myself. Now, I'm almost ready for that leap of faith, okay? And I met some really great people over the weekend, and we had a conference call last night, and I thought it was cool. It was like, man, I met some people that are wanting to mentor me, and they're talking to me in a manner that I understand. It's, hey, we want to help you. It's going to be a win-win for you and me. But before we get started, we want you to read this book. And it just like, it hit me a certain way, like, man, I'm not on your level, but you want me to read a book to bring me to your level. I understand that. You know, I'm about action, you know. I'm a firm believer in action. And when you believe in action, you can reflect on things, but you can't reflect on thoughts and feelings. You can always reflect on actions. So that's what, moving forward, I'm going to focus my attention on is actions. No more feelings and opinions and things of that nature. I definitely want to focus more on action, because actions speak louder than words. And actions speak louder than words, because when your actions, it gives a perspective that more than you can see. But when you give words, only the people that hear you and understand you can relate and react to it. So I definitely want to focus this conversation on refreshing and refocusing. When you're refreshing, it's, this is my desired outcome. I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to do something that hopefully I'll get the action that I'm expecting. And a really good example of this is when you're on your computer and you're trying to go to a web browser, and you know what should be on the web browser, you know. You hit refresh because you know your desired outcome of what you're clicking, you know. You wouldn't be happy if you was looking for the basketball game or your favorite television show and you hit refresh, and after you hit refresh, a Disney show came on or something, or a get rich scheme popped up. That wasn't your intention when you hit refresh, you know. It's like you could be at work doing your job, work related, and you hit refresh, and all that research you were looking to have, gone. So that's what I really feel like. If you hear some shaking noise, that's my breakfast kale and fruit smoothie. It's making a little more noise than normal. But definitely, you definitely want to refresh yourself. Now, refreshing yourself can be really challenging because you have desired outcomes, but honestly, when you hit refresh, you get realistic outcomes, you know? Realistic. It's, this is what I thought was going to happen. This is what I want to happen. Click. That's what happened. Real facts, actions. Not, I think, it's actually something that happened. And another thing we got to really focus on is replacing. Now, replacing can be viewed a lot of ways. But when I say replacing, I mean getting rid of something, leaving that space open and putting something there. So we definitely got to analyze the negativity, take the negativity out, replace it with something. Now, that's going to be challenging for everybody because sometimes you don't clearly know what you need to replace. And when you do replace it, it's a void there, and you have to replace it with something. Example, I have a family member that drinks. Now, this family member drinks, all right? And it's feeling a void. We don't know what the void is, but it's feeling a void. Now, if you tell the person to stop drinking, they're going to miss that void. So they're going to replace it with something. Now, I've seen dozens of people who stop drinking just to smoke. So it's like you're telling me to stop doing something, but you never replace it with something. It's like we tell kids, don't do this, but we don't tell them what to do instead. We just leave that void there. So that leads to curiosity of something. When I redirect Zoe, I say, Zoe, stop doing that. Go do this. Zoe, stop doing that. Think about doing this. And that's how we move forward with the void that I'm taking away. Because she wants to do something. Example, I'm bored. Bored is the void, like, definition of what her situation is. Her situation is a question mark. She can't name it, but she says I'm bored. So that's really describing it. She's bored. So my job is to replace the boredom with something. So that's really critical when you're dealing with people. It's the replacing of things. So definitely, when you're taking negativity out of yourself, you're going to replace it with something. And I really say replace it with something that's not you. And I say not you, I mean, how do you describe yourself? You know, how do you describe yourself? If you're loud, do something quiet. If you're quiet, do something loud. If you are energetic, do something calming. If you're calming, do something energetic. And what I'm saying is not you, it's how would you describe yourself? Not how somebody else would describe you, how you would describe yourself, all right, to yourself. Because when you describe yourself to someone, you're creating an image that they would prefer. You know, when you meet somebody, you don't tell them, well, these are my bad qualities. You tell them, these are my qualities I think you will like, pretty much, you know. You don't say, ooh, you're not going to like my friendship. You say, this is what I have to offer in the friendship. And that is the challenging way that we, you know, look at ourselves and perceive it to other people. Like, for example, like, I am super caring and respectful. I would describe myself to somebody using those terms, but to myself, I would describe myself as an introvert, like to be alone. I'm very talkative, you know, see? But if you listen to me describe myself to you, I won't say any of those, you know. I won't say any of those. You know, it's like a job interview, you know. Sometimes we tend to say what we want people to hear. We don't know if it's true or not. We can be that, but that's not who you are, you know. I can be a runner, but I'm not a runner, you know. So that's what I definitely would say we definitely got to start doing. And then once you do the opposite of you, you put the opposite of you in that void. So now that space is occupied. So now as you live, you can reflect better. You can say, hey, I haven't been myself, but I'm doing good. Oh, when I'm doing good. Oh, that's a good thing. See where I'm going with it? Sometimes you got to think outside the box to be better inside the box. So that's what I would say I lost. I would definitely say I've lost in the past couple of years of my life. And I'm not even going to blame anybody, really. I wouldn't blame myself. I wouldn't blame my environment, blame my surroundings. Now, the old